Hashtag digital wellness for the whole family, YouTube voiceover script. Your kid just turned 13, and suddenly they're glued to a screen 16 hours a day. Your partner keeps checking their phone during dinner. You've got 3 different streaming subscriptions running at once, and nobody can remember the last time you all sat together without someone reaching for a device. Sound familiar? The truth that nobody really talks about is this: we're not just addicted to our screens anymore. We've built an entire family ecosystem around them, and now we're starting to see the cracks. But here's what's interesting: the problem isn't the technology itself. The problem is that we never actually decided how to live with it in the first place. Most families stumble into their relationship with technology by accident. It just sort of happens. One day you buy a tablet to keep the kids entertained, then suddenly they're asking for their own phone, then everyone's in a group chat, and before you know it, you're all just existing in the same space, but living in completely separate digital worlds. Nobody planned this. It just evolved that way, and now fixing it feels impossible. But what if I told you that the families who actually have a healthy relationship with screens didn't do anything magical? They didn't use some secret app or crazy restriction system. They just made some intentional choices, and everything shifted. Let's start with something most people get completely wrong. When we talk about screen time, we treat it like all screen time is equally bad. But that's not actually true. There's a massive difference between a teenager scrolling through social media mindlessly for 3 hours and a teenager video calling their friend while working on homework together. The time spent looks the same on a device timer, but the impact on their brain is completely different. One is passive consumption that leaves them feeling drained and anxious. The other is active connection that actually builds their relationship. This distinction matters because the moment you start seeing screen time as binary, good or bad, you lose the ability to make smart decisions about it. You end up either being the parent who bans everything and creates rebellion, or you give up entirely and let it run wild. Neither extreme actually works. Here's what actually works, starting with awareness. Not judgment, just awareness. For about a week, don't change anything. Just notice. What are you doing on your devices? What are your kids doing? What's happening before and after screen time? Is someone checking their phone because they're stressed? Is someone scrolling to avoid a conversation? Is someone using their device to genuinely connect or learn something? This sounds simple, but it's profound. Once you see the actual patterns, the decisions become obvious. You start noticing that your teenage daughter gets anxious and irritable after 45 minutes on social media, but she feels energized after video gaming with her friends. You realize you reach for your phone automatically when there's an awkward silence, even though you don't actually want to. You see that your younger child uses YouTube to research things they're genuinely interested in, but also falls into a rabbit hole of weird videos that leaves them wound up. The awareness phase changes everything because now you're not operating from fear or guilt. You're operating from data about your own life. That's powerful. Now, here's where most families fail at the next step. They try to fix everything at once. They set rigid rules. No phones at dinner. No screens after 8. 2 hours maximum per day. And you know what happens? It works for exactly 2 weeks. Everyone resents you, and then it completely falls apart. Rules without buy-in don't stick. This is true for kids, but it's also true for adults. Instead, involve everyone in creating the agreement. This sounds like it might be chaos, but it's actually the opposite. Here's how it works. You have a family meeting, and I know that sounds excruciating, but hear me out. You explain what you've noticed during your awareness week. You share what you want the family to feel like. Not what you want them to do, but what you want them to feel. Do you want family dinner to feel connected? Do you want bedtime to feel calm? Do you want people to feel present when someone's trying to talk to them? Then you ask everyone, including the kids, what they need from technology. Because here's the thing nobody acknowledges. Devices aren't going away. They're not optional. They're part of modern life. So instead of pretending you can get rid of them, you figure out how to have them without letting them hijack your family life. Teenagers especially respond to this differently than they do to mandates. When you ask a 16-year-old, what do you need your phone for, and actually listen to the answer, something shifts. They might tell you they need it to stay connected to their friends, to do their homework, to access their calendar. None of that is unreasonable. But then they might also realize, when they're being honest, that they don't need TikTok open while they're trying to focus on that homework. They don't need notifications pinging all night. They don't need to check their social media status every 5 minutes. If you're interested in practical ways to actually implement this stuff, ways that don't involve fighting your family every single day, you'll probably want to keep watching because we're getting into the specific strategies that work. And I think you'll be surprised at how simple some of them actually are. The bedroom conversation is where a lot of families start to see real change. The bedroom is sacred. It's the one place that should be for sleep, for rest, for privacy. But for most families, the bedroom is actually the most digitally polluted space in the house. Everyone's scrolling in bed. Everyone's falling asleep to notifications. Melatonin production gets disrupted. Sleep gets worse. And suddenly your teenager is exhausted, cranky, and reaching for their phone to feel better, which just makes them more tired. Here's what's wild. Just removing phones and tablets from the bedroom doesn't feel like a huge change when you're planning it, but the impact on sleep is often dramatic. Kids fall asleep faster. They sleep deeper. They wake up less during the night. And because sleep is literally the foundation for everything, mood, immune function, learning ability, emotional regulation, everything else gets better too. The pushback you'll get is, but what if there's an emergency? And the answer is, there won't be. Not a real one. Emergencies don't actually happen regularly. But if you want to have a backup, your phone can charge in your room, on your nightstand, without it being in bed with you. Your kids' phones can be in the kitchen or living room. Is someone in actual medical crisis? Then yes, someone can run down the hallway and grab a phone. Creating phone-free bedrooms changes family dynamics in ways that seem unrelated, but absolutely are. Kids actually talk to their parents more because they're bored in the evening and need something to do. They read more. They think about things instead of instantly reaching for distraction. And honestly, it's quiet. Actually quiet, which is something a lot of modern families haven't experienced in years. The second change that shifts everything is shared physical space. And this doesn't mean no phones ever. It means designated times when everyone puts their devices away and does something together. Not because anyone forced them, because you collectively decided it was worth it. Dinner is the obvious one, but it doesn't have to be dinner. It could be Saturday breakfast. It could be 30 minutes after school. It could be the first hour after you get home from work. The time doesn't matter as much as the consistency. When something happens every single day, it stops feeling like a deprivation and just becomes normal. It becomes the rhythm of your family. But here's the catch. Parents have to participate fully too. This is where a lot of families stumble. The mom's sitting there saying no phones at dinner while she's mentally checking her email. Your teenager picks up on that immediately and everything falls apart. If parents aren't genuinely present, why should kids be? This is actually harder for adults than for kids because kids haven't had their attention fragmented for 30 years yet. They can refocus pretty quickly. For adults, presence can feel uncomfortable. Your brain is used to constant input. Sitting with just your family, just conversation, just food, it might feel boring at first. That's okay. Boring is just what your brain calls it when it's not being stimulated. After about 3 weeks, something changes. The conversation gets better. Your kid starts talking about their actual life instead of just grunting responses. Your partner makes a joke and everyone laughs in a way that feels genuine. And that's when you realize what you've been missing. It's not the absence of screens that's valuable. It's the presence of each other. Now, here's where a lot of well-meaning families actually go wrong. They create these device-free times, but they replace one form of overstimulation with another. They're like, okay, no screens. And then they're playing loud music and the TV is on in the background and there's chaos everywhere. Sometimes, device-free time just means calm time. Everyone just exists, maybe talks, maybe reads, maybe has quiet activities happening. Not every family gathering needs to be structured and social. Sometimes it just needs to be calm. The third major shift happens when you get intentional about what screens actually do get used for. This is where parents often feel guilty. You bought your kid a tablet to learn. You subscribed to educational apps. You thought you were being smart. But then they mostly use it to watch random videos and message their friends. And you feel like you failed somehow. But here's the thing, kids aren't going to naturally gravitate toward educational content if entertaining content is sitting right next to it. That's not a character flaw in your kid. That's just how brains work. Our brains prefer novelty and entertainment over growth and challenge. Always have. That's not a modern problem. That's just human nature. So if you actually want the devices in your home to be used for educational purposes, you have to make those purposes genuinely visible and appealing. Not like, your homework is on this device, so you better focus. More like, did you see there's a free documentary series about space on this app? Or I found this cool coding game that actually teaches you how programs work. Want to try it? You're exposing them to options, not mandating outcomes. And here's something else that matters. Sometimes screens are just screens. Your kid is going to watch videos that don't teach them anything. Your teenager is going to scroll social media. That's fine. The goal isn't to make every single moment productive. The goal is to have balance. If most of their screen time is gaming with friends and watching videos they choose, but some of it is genuinely learning things, then you've already won. The comparison trap is what destroys most families' relationship with technology. You see someone else's family doing a digital detox retreat or hear about a parent who doesn't let their kids use screens until age 18, and suddenly you feel like you're failing. But that's not your family. Your family is your family. Maybe you have a teenager who's genuinely interested in programming and needs screen time to pursue that. Maybe you have a kid with anxiety who finds comfort in routine digital activities. Maybe you need your device for work and you can't just pretend it's not there. What works for one family might be completely dysfunctional for another family. The goal isn't to match some ideal. The goal is to create an actual healthy relationship with devices in your specific household. The anxiety piece is real though, and it's worth addressing directly. A lot of kids, especially teenagers, experience genuine anxiety around being without their devices. They worry about missing messages. They worry about being excluded from group chats. They feel out of control. And a lot of this is by design. Social media platforms are literally built to create this anxiety because it makes you come back more often. Understanding that the anxiety is real, but also that it gets better, is important. When you first remove a device, the anxiety spikes. 2 hours without their phone and your teenager is genuinely uncomfortable. That's the design working perfectly. But after about 3 days, it starts to settle. After a week, it's dramatically better. After a month, they often genuinely don't care if they don't have their device for a couple hours. The brain adapts. The anxiety was learned. It can be unlearned. Parents often don't stick with this phase because they see the initial anxiety and think they're harming their kid. They put the phone back. And then the anxiety goes right back down because the device is back. It creates this false sense of relief that actually reinforces the dependency. But if you understand that the temporary discomfort is the price of building healthier habits, you can support your kid through it. You can say, yeah, I know it feels awful right now. It gets better. Sit here with me instead of with your phone. Let's talk about something else. And you're not being cruel. You're being a parent. You're teaching your kid that they can be uncomfortable and survive it. Here's something that actually works really well, giving kids choice within boundaries. Instead of, you can't have your phone upstairs after 8, try your phone needs to charge downstairs after 8. Do you want to charge it in the kitchen or living room? Instead of, you can't have social media, maybe try, you can have it for these times during the day, and these times are off limits. Instead of, you're on your device too much, try, what do you think would be a reasonable amount of time on your device for you? When kids have agency in the decision, compliance is automatic. They're not resisting something imposed on them. They're maintaining something they actually agreed to. This extends to adults too. You're not going to suddenly become someone who doesn't check their phone obsessively because you feel guilty about it. But you might put your phone on the other side of the room during work hours if you decided that was actually important to you. You might actually turn off notifications if you realize that they're fragmenting your attention. You might actually put your phone away at dinner if you genuinely wanted to be present. The families who crack this code aren't superhuman. They just made a decision and followed through. And then they made another decision. And another. And pretty soon they have a completely different relationship with their devices. The reality is this: technology isn't going anywhere. Your kids are going to grow up in a world where devices are as normal as having electricity. They need to develop a healthy relationship with them. They need to learn that they can be connected without being addicted. They need to experience that life is richer when there's a mix of digital and physical experiences. And they learn that primarily by watching you do it. If you're constantly checking your phone, your kids learn that constant phone checking is normal. If you're present with them, they learn that presence matters. If you get anxious when you can't find your device, they learn that anxiety around devices is normal. But if you actually model what a balanced relationship looks like, you have your devices, you use them intentionally, but you also put them down and engage with your family. That's what they internalize. So which of these changes resonates most with your family? Is it the bedroom thing? The shared meal times? The intentional choice around what devices are used for? What do you think would shift most if you just picked one thing to change this week? Let me know in the comments, because I genuinely think these conversations matter.